This woman discovered a secret her husband had been hiding for years. Her husband would meet with a high school boy every Tuesday. He even bought the boy a necklace. Their relationship seemed unusual. When she saw her husband patting the boy's head, she realized their behavior was more like father and son. Suddenly, a woman walked into the restaurant. The three of them acted like a family, happily celebrating that woman's birthday. That's when she realized her husband had another family on the side. She couldn't believe any of this. They'd been married for 17 years. She always thought she was the happiest woman in the world, because she and her husband had been dating since their school days. Their relationship had always been strong, and they had an adorable son. Until that day, her husband left without his phone. She saw a text message, asking him to meet at a jewelry store that evening. Her gut told her her husband might be cheating on her. She went to confide in her friend. Her friend was a lawyer. Her friend suggested she might be overthinking it, because one text message didn't prove her husband was cheating. She hoped she was just overthinking too. The next day she came home to find her husband had come home early. He was even cooking with their son, saying he wanted to surprise her. She felt so happy seeing this scene. She let her guard down, thinking there was no way her husband would betray her. Before bed, she even went to apologize to her husband. Her husband seemed confused. That night, just as she was feeling content, another message came through on her phone. She carefully picked up the phone and saw a very intimate message. This message shattered her illusion once again. Her husband's image at the company had always been that of a good man. He never messed around, and he'd gotten married young. Many female colleagues were interested in him. Even the male colleagues thought he was completely devoted. But that evening, her husband didn't come home after work. Instead, he met up with a high school boy. His wife had already been following him. She wanted to know who this boy was, why he was so close with her husband. She watched her husband pat the boy's head like a father and son, until she saw a woman appear. This confirmed all her previous suspicions. A woman's intuition was right, and her husband seemed even happier with them. She frowned when she saw the scene, until her son shouted for her over the phone. She rushed home without showing any sadness. Her mother-in-law asked why her husband wasn't home. She lied and said he was working overtime. She didn't want her mother-in-law to know about this. She went back to her friend to tell her what she'd seen. Her friend said it might just be helping a friend celebrate a birthday. To confirm whether her husband was really cheating, her friend suggested she verify her husband's schedule again, to see if he met with that woman regularly. Sure enough, her husband said he was getting a haircut on Friday, and that after the haircut he was going to a gathering. The woman already sensed something was off, but she stayed calm, smiling and telling him not to drink too much. On Friday, she followed her husband again. Her husband really did go to the barbershop. She thought she really had been overthinking, but this was just her wishful thinking. That woman appeared again, meeting her husband right at the barbershop. The woman's heart sank. She filmed everything through tears. The family of three even went back to their home together. The woman was now completely certain her husband had truly betrayed her. After her husband came home, she waited until he went to shower, wanting to sneak a look at his phone, but the password wasn't their anniversary. It wasn't her husband's birthday either, and it wasn't their son's birthday. Finally, she tried entering her own birthday, but her husband opened the bathroom door. The woman had already hidden herself. It wasn't her birthday either. She didn't dare tell her mother-in-law about this. Her mother-in-law was so good to her. She didn't want to lose such a wonderful mother-in-law. She couldn't bring herself to say it. Her friend received the photos the woman had taken, saying that woman looked somewhat familiar. The wife suddenly remembered. That woman looked like a female classmate from high school. She rushed upstairs to find her yearbook, and saw that woman's photo. This relationship had started back in high school. She never would have expected that. That night, she secretly took her husband's phone. She nervously entered that woman's birthday. The phone actually unlocked. The phone was full of photos of another family. There wasn't a single photo of her and their son. She completely broke down. All the happiness had been fake. Her friend asked if she wanted to